when we launched the Smart City Challenge back in December, we did not know how much receptivity there would be to a $40 million challenge with a very short turnaround time of I believe, February for the application, the initial phase of the application to come through. And we were blown away. We were blown away by 78 applications from all over America. Cities and communities that recognize we've got growing challenges as a country.
Everyone in this room knows of the historic leadership of Mayor David Lawrence, who had a vision. And that vision was based around the automobile. And we redeveloped downtown Pittsburgh, and we built bridges and tunnels, and we built parking garages, and we built highways. And those highways cut off neighborhoods. Those tunnels and bridges led to suburban sprawl and urban decline. And we created corridors of carbon throughout our lowest income neighborhoods, and that was part of the after effect. Our job is now to think about transportation in a much different way. Governor Wolf is committed to this and has added an additional $11 million so that all the different parts that we're talking about right now, we don't have to reduce any, but that we'll be able to make our application something that will all happen.
One of the early applications was on traffic signalization. And so one of our, through the Robotics Institute, one of our faculty members came up with saying, hey, we could apply machine learning to traffic signals. And so it was our job then to go to the city, and I remember meeting with the city law department with the conversation of, well, what would you think about having robots control your traffic signals? And they said, let's try this out. And we tried it in a small deployment area with 9 traffic signals and got incredible results at that point from reducing stops from 40%, reducing emissions. The Heinz Endowments was, this was part of their BREATHE project, reduce particulate emissions, reduce emissions by 20%, and really expanded from there.
One of the things that we're doing is looking at a grid of microgrids around the city in partnership with Duquesne Light and our communities and all the stakeholders that involve that to really improve the resiliency, security of the energy grid, the electricity grid, while at the same time finding ways to integrate more clean energy resources, create more efficiency, and reduce greenhouse gases in the process of doing that.
We've been looking at a plan, and we have an advisory coalition that includes a lot of the folks in this room, really trying to figure out how do we incorporate health into all of these types of things so that in our efforts to improve the transportation system, we don't lock out certain communities. We actually think about the strategies to get people where they need to go. And I think the mayor earlier said jobs, healthcare. We have heard a lot in our travels that people cannot get to their healthcare appointments if they have radiation treatment or other kinds of things because of the transportation challenges that we face. And also then getting the right people to the right places for jobs and opportunities.
So the mayor mentioned Envision Downtown. It's a broad public-private partnership. It's led by the chairman of PNC Financial Services, Bill Demchak. It's interesting, when we first sat down around the table and asked questions around what do we need to see in downtown Pittsburgh with respect to transportation and urban design, we expected there isn't enough parking and there's too much traffic congestion. And that's not what we got at all. What we heard was it needs to be pedestrian friendly, we need to see more bike lanes, and we need to make this a livable place because we're seeing growth in our residential base in downtown Pittsburgh.
I know that your vision of that and the realization that we're past trends and we are at the pivot point where the next decisions will be made and will really affect the way that we plan cities is here, and that transportation is catching up with that. We have all committed ourselves to being able to implement that plan. The people in this room will be the ones who will be leading it. It won't be a top-down design from City Hall. It will be a bottom-up design of all of those people who've already been doing it, and those are the people that are in this room today.